Hello, students, and welcome to Sunday School Online. I am your teacher for this session, Deaconess Robin Miller, and I come to you by way of the Greater Bethlehem Temple, Apostolic Church, located in Cincinnati, Ohio, in the community of North Side, where our pastor is Bishop James Chapman, our First Lady, Lady Robin Chapman, and where we proudly proclaim as a church family, there is a God in Bethlehem, and Jesus is his name. Now, if you haven't invited your friends and your family, you still have time. I'm going to go over some announcements, okay? Alrighty. So, we just finished with our vacation Bible school. Yay! Where we were seeking truth so that we could find Jesus. So if you missed out on that for the adults, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, it was so good this whole entire week. And our pastor closed out the week on Friday with telling us about the truth of the Bible and how it could be trusted. It was so good. But don't fret, because we still have Sunday school or Christian education live Sunday morning at 9:30. And if you want to join us, you can do so by calling our telechurch line. All of that information is on our website, gbtac.org or .org. And just as a reminder, when you tune into us on our YouTube channel to watch maybe previous Christian education sessions, special events that we have, previous preach service, or even to join us live every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. for our worship service experience, please remember to like, subscribe. Kids, please get your parents or your guardian's permission before doing that, please. And lastly, just as a reminder, woo! We are back to in-person services that started holiday weekend, July the 4th. So we welcome you into the building. We invite you to the building to be a part of service. Now, we also ask you to take a look at our website, take a look at our YouTube channel, because we are still following COVID-19 protocols. And that way, you'll know what to expect when you get there, okay? So, the majority of us are here, so I am going to get started. Fantastic. This week, we are looking at Hezekiah gives courage to his people. And that's going to be found in 2 Chronicles chapter 32, verses 1 through 8. And it also includes verses 22 through 23, with our focus text or our golden text being chapter 32, verse 8. And again, in the same book, 2 Chronicles. So last week we learned that the trust of God's people in him brought victory. We also learned that it doesn't matter who isn't doing right, that we have a responsibility to do right in the eyes of God. I don't know if you recall, but last week it was family fighting family. One part of the family was following God, another part of the family was not. So it doesn't matter who it is, family, friends, close relations, other people that we hang out with, that we may want to be accepted in their sight and feel a part of the group. Doesn't matter. We always have the responsibility to do what is right in the eyes of God. So we looked at that as part of our lesson in the context of family last week. So this week, we are going to begin with our title, Hezekiah Gives Courage to His People. And with that, I am going to switch with what we're listening to. So let's go to something else. There we go. Little dramatic music, please, because we're going to be talking about encouragement and courage. So in this one, our title states, Hezekiah gives courage to his people. Now, the Google explanation for courage, as defined in the Bible, it means the ability to do something that frightens a person. It is strength in the face of pain or grief. So, I have a question for you. In our title, it states that Hezekiah gave courage to his people. Can you actually give courage to someone? I gave it away, didn't I? By the way my face looks. Okay. That's a good answer. No, you can't give courage to someone. It's something that is on the inside that a person has. It's something that God can give us, but we can't give it to someone else. Now we can encourage someone and or people, and what that means is that we give them support, we give them advice so that they can continue to do something, or that they can do something. And that's what King Hezekiah did. He was a king, and he was the king of Jerusalem. Now at that time, the king of Assyria was trying to conquer Judah and the surrounding area so that he would have control of that land. Now, in the midst of their enemies, Hezekiah reminded, or he encouraged the people where their strength came from. He reminded them that it came from the Lord and that the Lord would fight for them. And this is what we see in verses 7 and also in verse 8 of our golden text. And I'll read that for you out of our book. In verse 7, it says, "Be strong and courageous. Be not afraid nor dismayed for the king of Assyria, nor for all the multitude that is with him. For there be more with us than with him." Verse 8, "With him is an arm of flesh, but with us is the Lord our God to help us and to fight our battles." And the people rested themselves upon the words of Hezekiah, king of Judah. I'm sorry, king of Judah, not king of Jerusalem. I apologize. So let me read this in the New Living Translation, and it gives us a different meaning for that. Same context, but the words are explained a little differently because they use different terminology. It says in verse 7, "Be strong and courageous. Don't be afraid or discouraged because of the king of Assyria or his mighty army, for there is power far greater on our side." He may have a great army, but they are merely men. We have the Lord our God to help us and to fight our battles for us. Hezekiah's words greatly encouraged the people. So physically, King Hezekiah and his people were outnumbered, but Hezekiah looked past that and saw his situation with the eyes of faith. King Hezekiah was a smart man, and he was a smart man that honored the Lord. He talked over what to do about the enemy with his princes and valiant men. King Hezekiah wasn't too proud to seek advice to make good decisions on behalf of God's people. He was a good leader. Now, something that I would like to share personally is that when I was growing up, one of my grade school teachers taught me that if you don't know the answer or you don't have the answer, that's okay. Just know where to go to find it. If I need to know what a word means or how to spell it, I look in the dictionary. If I need to know how to get to a certain place, I put it into my GPS, or I can look it up on a map. Now, God's word is our map for our lives. We may not know every step to take, but we can look in God's word to see exactly what he's requiring of us and exactly how he's going to help us get to that place. Now, King Hezekiah, he was not disappointed. God did save the people and showed his faithfulness in doing so, and that King Hezekiah was right to put his faith in him and to encourage God's people to do the same. Now, in conclusion, today we learned that the situation may look like we're outnumbered, like we can't handle it, like it's all going to fall on top of us, but we can trust that God will fight for us. We also learned that we won't be disappointed like King Hezekiah when we put our faith in Jesus. Something that we remembered in our lesson today is that God's word is a roadmap and that we can trust it for our lives. Now, that was just a few things that we learned by coming to Sunday school online today. What are some other things that you learned? Oh, okay. Please share them with your family and your friends. Or better yet, invite them to join you on the next time when we're going to look at Nehemiah. Trying to put a V in there. Nehemiah faces mocking and danger. And that's going to be found in the book of Nehemiah, chapter 4, verses 1 through 9, with our golden text being chapter 4, verse 9. And I leave you with my borrowed saying from Veggie Tales. God made you special and he loved you very much. I'll see you on the next time. Bye.